What in the world did I just watch? Ladies and gentlemen, Capcom just dumped everything they possibly could onto us. They showed us a ton of new gameplay of the upcoming Resident Evil 4 Remake, and I have a lot to say. A little bit of good and a little bit of bad. Well, okay, mostly good, but you know, a couple little nitpicks. So today, I'm gonna go through the footage that they showed us from start to finish, and I'm basically going to give my first impressions. Oh, and if you want to see how I reacted to this live, well, we did the roundhouse kick. Let's go. Okay, so with that being said, here are my first impressions of the gameplay, and when you guys are done watching, drop your impressions down below. What do you guys think about this gameplay? All right, so starting off the footage, we can see that Leon is walking through the forest. Now, what's strange is if you see at the bottom, Leon says, how far could he have gone? So my guess is he's talking about the very first Ganado. Maybe you see somebody running through the forest, and that's kind of what triggers Leon to chase him down. We then see Leon enter the very first house, and here's my favorite part about this gameplay so far. Leon is exploring this underground basement and he's trying to find secrets to whatever answers he's looking for, and then he comes across a dead body, which we can assume is one of the people that Leon rides with at the beginning of the game, because later in the gameplay we can see the other guy who's up on the stick, just like in the original. Now, as Leon is exiting the basement, we get our first look at a Ganado in action. Now, this is definitely pretty creepy. Even though we don't see the Lost Plagas coming out of his skull, the fact that the Ganado's head is all twisted and turned is just ugh. And then we get a glimpse of The Last of Us Resident Evil Edition. Okay, I'm just kidding. One thing that I wasn't the biggest fan of in Revelations 2 was the whole stealth mechanic. The game just felt too much like The Last of Us, and I wasn't really a fan of that. Now, maybe I'm being biased and I want to see how it plays out, but here in the remake, we can see that the stealth mechanic is returning. Now, I've never really been a fan of stealth in Resident Evil games. I was okay with it in Resident Evil 7, but even then, it just kind of slowed down the game for me. And I don't think it's gonna do it here in the remake. I think this stealth mechanic being brought back really adds a whole new layer to the game. It really makes the gameplay a lot more spicier. As Leon sneaks past the Ganado and enters the room, we get our very first look at Hunnigan, who looks great, by the way. They're both talking back and forth, but then, oh no, not again. Boom, open up, man. Ganado's rushed the room and we see my boy Leon jump out the window. Let's go. Jesus, I sound like an NFL fan right now. I am so glad the window mechanic came back. I know it's like the smallest thing, but hey, that's like one of the most iconic like mechanics in the original game. I was so scared they were gonna take it out, and this cutscene alone just proves that it's back, and I'm not complaining. The gameplay then transitions to the village section, which is something that all of us have really been waiting for, and I love how faithful this intro is. Everything from the layout to the enemy designs to the way characters play out to certain mechanics to certain cutscenes and angles, it's just like the original. We see Leon's friend get, you know, burnt into crisp, and then we start Resident Evil Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Okay, now I can't keep my thoughts straight, so please bear with me here. This entire section literally just had me losing it. Come on, get out the way, man. Everything from the graphics to the sound design to the enemy sound effects to the way characters were moving and enemies were trying to swing at Leon, and best of all, they brought back roundhouse kicking. Oh my god, Capcom, take my money. Just give me the game right now. I don't care if it's not finished. Just give me the game. Okay, no, I'm joking. Please finish the game. Please, we want a polished product. I don't see how anybody can disagree with the fact that this entire section plays out just like the original, if not better. Yes, I said it. Somebody had to say it. This arguably looks better than the original. And I'm not talking about the graphics. I'm not talking about anything like that. Enemies can tag team you. If Leon gets smacked and a Ganado is behind him, he can grab him and then another Ganado. Like, you can get tag teamed. And Dr. Salvador's design? Oh my goodness, Capcom. Y'all done did it. And I love the little details that Capcom adds in this gameplay. One thing I really was hoping that they would show in this gameplay is Dr. Salvador actually killing Leon. I really want to see what the death animations look like. And I'm gonna be honest, I feel like they're gonna be pretty brutal. And this isn't just a fan service game. They're not just trying to recreate exactly what the original offered to us. They're really taking a lot of the original concepts and they're trying to expand upon it. I mean, another small detail that I noticed that you might have missed, when Leon jumps out of the window into the female Ganado, notice how she gets pushed back a little bit. That's how it was in the original. Whenever you hopped a window or kicked open a door, and if a Ganado was standing right there, they would get pushed back a little bit. It's small details like this that I'm glad Capcom really brought back into this game, and I've noticed a lot of really good details in this gameplay. Okay, now I want to talk about a few negatives, and it's just kind of nitpicky stuff. So the first thing, and it's actually not in this gameplay, the thing I'm about to complain about is actually in the trailer that they showed, but Ada Wong's voice actress. Look, I think it's gonna grow on me, and I think it's gonna sound a lot better in motion, but something about Ada's voice just didn't sound, I don't know, right to me.
You can stop right there.
Ada?
I have nothing against the voice actress. I think she's gonna do a great job. It just doesn't make sense why they wouldn't use the RE2 Ada voice. I mean, I don't know like what's going on behind the scenes, but something about this voice actress, it just, I don't know. I can't quite click with it yet. Am I the only one? Now, the second complaint I have, and it's less of a complaint and more of like a, how is this going to play out in the actual game? But when Dr. Salvador swings at Leon, you can block his chainsaw with your knife? That must be some really strong steel, Capcom. But I'm not complaining. Again, if this really is part of the gameplay, then I'm okay with it. I think it's really going to add to the charm of this remake. But the biggest problem that I really do have with this gameplay, and again, it could just be me. I could just be nitpicking. You can disagree. That's totally okay. But the gun sounds don't sound that powerful, or at least as powerful as they should sound. You see what I mean? It just sounds like I'm shooting a Nerf gun. I'm not saying the gun sounds themselves sound bad. I just think they could sound a lot better. I can't be the only one who really liked the gun sounds in the original game. And I'm not saying they need to sound exactly the same. Again, I could just be nitpicking. It's okay if you disagree, but that's just something I noticed with this gameplay. But outside a lot of the nitpicks and the small details that I noticed, I am extremely excited for this game. I just love how detailed it is. I mean, even shooting the little lantern and then you set the cow on fire, and then the cow runs into the Ganados. I think this game is going to be very special, and I really want to play it. I'm extremely excited for this game, and man, Capcom, you really have exceeded my expectations here. I did not think you could do it, but man, congrats, guys. I don't know how you did it, but congrats. So what are your thoughts on this gameplay? Do you think it looks good, or do you think it looks bad? Are you guys excited for the remake, and what are your expectations? Feel free to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed, and with that being said, I will catch all of you in the next one.